ranked Wyatt Ingham and Harvey Ludington take center stage. And some quick work early on here at 197. Again, the marquee matchup will be at heavyweight right after this, but you would love to see, if you're with the Wisconsin Badgers, get a quick win here and try and take an early lead, but Ludington, an early takedown, trying to turn the tides early.
He got in on a quick single leg, used it to his advantage, was able to get the takedown and work through it. You know Ludington has been working on that in the room leading up to this, coming off of the Soldier Salute, where he had an impressive performance, and now he strikes first against Ingham.
Took 5th place at the Soldier Salute. A true freshman from Tinton Falls, New Jersey. Good mat return from Ludington.
And one of the things we see a lot with the Hawkeyes when it comes to being on top, Iowa's riding style, it isn't very flashy. It's very methodical and suffocating. Their aim is to break your will, so that way they can turn you over.
Harvey Ludington, Wyatt Ingham, a redshirt freshman from Amory, Wisconsin. Last season as a true freshman, posted a 3-4 overall record. This season he is 7-3.
He's good for the Badgers when it comes to bonus rate percentage. He has one of the more higher end bonus rates that I've seen at 72.73%. So he has secured bonus points for the Badgers in every time he's stepped out, to the tune of 2 pinfalls, 2 tech falls, and 3 major decisions in those victories.
Ingham trying to battle back to his feet, but able to get a 2-point reversal and bring this match back within 1.
That's just good mat awareness from Ingham, recognizing the fact that he's side to side in a scrambled position with Ludington and just able to reach down and pick that ankle to get that reversal.
They'll go out and reset center mat. 3-2 in favor of the unranked Harvey Ludington. We mentioned his 5th place finish at the Soldier Salute. Also, took 1st place at the Luther Open. Picked up 3 pins in the Luther Open. A good start to his season and his career. Nearly able to get back to his feet, but Ingham able to fall back on top.
That's just a good follow there from Ingham. One of the drills a lot of coaches do, follow drill. You have your bottom partner in the room moving. And for the top person, it's a drill for them to try to follow. As we see here, Ingham trying to get back points.
And deep in on that shoulder. Still no points yet. Coach Bono calling for it. Ingham still deep in on the shot. Now he's picking up. Good turn there by Ludington to get back to his feet. Looking for 2 points himself. Still not giving it to him. Able to hang on inside the mat with his toes. Ingham did pick up those 3 back points. He takes the lead.
This is where mat awareness comes into play. If you're Ludington, you're on the edge of the mat. You need that takedown to get back in front, or the reversal. I don't know if they gave him one, and they did give him one for an escape, and there's the 3 takedown as they go off the mat.
Big points for Harvey Ludington with 19.6 to go in the opening period.
You made a mention of Chris Bono wanting the back points. Referee right there to make sure that shoulder's past that 90 degrees for the back points. You can wish it as much as you want, but if it's not meeting criteria, you're not going to get it.
A massive turn of events for Ludington. Looked like he was going to get turned, did give up 3 back points, but then picked up 3 points of his own to retake the lead. And an exciting first period at 197. Ingham trying to break free of Ludington's grasp, and he does. And that's how the first period will end.
Right there at the end before he gave up that escape, Ludington did get hit with a stall warning. You have a certain amount of time when you're on top to either return them to the mat or cut them. Unfortunately for Ludington, he didn't get to it in time.
So a 7-6 lead for Ludington as we get ready for the second period. Just 11 seconds of riding time for Ludington. He got the first takedown, but then Ingham able to pick up the reversal and reverse that riding time.
7-6 match. you got to keep an eye out now with that stall warning. Another stall call on Ludington would make this match tied at 7-all.
Couple of mat returns from Harvey. And a quick start to this historic matchup between the Hawkeyes and the Badgers. They do not give him the escape point. Former Hawkeye Tony Cassiope asking for it. Now in the corner with the Wisconsin Badgers.
If you're in that Badgers corner, you're either arguing for the escape or another stall call. With how long Ludington was just sitting there with Ingham, as we see again, just trying to rack that up. Escape this time for Ingham.
Tie match, 7-all. Second period at 197. Now Ingham in on a single leg. Nice shot by Ludington to get to his feet, and they wipe off the 3 points.
No three, and the reason why there's no three is that left arm of Ludington. He's got a deep whizzer in, but look at Ingham now. He's trying to lock up a cradle on the edge of the mat. Could potentially get back points if he can bring them in. We'll see what Ingham does here on the edge of the mat.
Able to keep his toes inside the circle to keep this attack alive. Ludington doing all he can to make sure 3 points don't come out of it. They go out of bounds. It will have to reset at center mat.
Still neutral, so good work and defense from there. Ludington there with that whizzer that you saw. Because he had that, saves a takedown.
Good shoot there by Ingham. Ludington tries to fight back.
This nice little shot, reshot there from Ludington. Ingham with the shot, Ludington countering with a shot of his own, but now we're back up in neutral position.
Short time here in the second period. All knotted up at 7. Ludington in on a shot.
He's got it deep. He's got to plant that hand to the mat and circle towards that leg to try to hook it. And if you're Ingham, what you're doing right now is good. You know, you got a deep waist, or tight waist, trying to knock him over, but could be just wrestling for the stall here at the, or stalemate, I should say, here at the end of period number 2.
It will end still tied at 7. Ludington, 42 seconds of riding time. See if that comes into play here as we get ready for the third period. Ludington will go down, so that'll help with the riding time.
He's got 2 minutes to try to find an escape on Ingham. He was able to get one earlier and then turned it right into another takedown. But your first move on the whistle can't just be a slow, methodical movement of the hands. You got to be explosive underneath, especially wrestling a guy like Ingham.
Sprawls out Ludington. And now Ludington will have to work hard here to get back to his feet, as Ingham's been able to break him down off the whistle.
Now Ingham, he's doing a good job. He's going to that claw series that Kyle Dake made famous. Kyle Dake, 4-time national champion for Cornell. But now there's an escape, and Ingham right in on a leg, dumping him to his hip.
Trying to keep hold of Ingham to avoid the 3 points. Ludington has a 1-point lead after the escape, but Ingham's the one right back on the attack. Ludington hanging on.
Right now, Ludington's trying to wrestle for a stalemate, or if he can come out on top of this in better position. High hips always win in wrestling in scramble situations.
Ingham back on top, spinning around, looking for 3 points. He's got him right on the edge of the mat.
That is just beautiful chain wrestling there from Ingham. Able to get his leg free and then jump sides and go right into him. And as you see, he's good mat awareness from Ingham, dragging that toe in to wind down more clock.
Just hanging on to the edge of the mat. Ludington trying to crawl his way out. He'll finally get the whistle and then go back neutral. 10-8 Wisconsin, 25.7 on the clock.
Riding time not a factor here. Ludington needs an escape and a quick takedown, or even a reversal and then a ride out to at least maybe send this match to overtime.
He's gonna have to move quickly.
His first move is gonna be very crucial. The first move is everything at this level.
Trying to spin around for the reversal. Ingham stays square with the hips.
Ludington looking for a switch there. I think he's expended everything he has in the gas tank, but if he can find something, he's got 10 seconds to do it.
And Ingham staying on top and will hang on for a 10-8 decision victory. A big takedown in the third period. Fireworks to start the match.
Little chirping here between Ingham and Ludington. You know, Big Ten.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Remaining schedule. Amos doesn't have no slouch of a schedule remaining either. He'll see Hopkey of Minnesota. He'll see Gedalia of Michigan. He'll see Feldman of Ohio State. And he also has one non-conference match that he'll see number 11th ranked Wyatt Volker of Northern Iowa at the end of the season.
The heavyweights just seem so stacked this season. That'll be 1 point escape for Amos. Able to roll through, nearly able to pick up 2 points on the reversal, but Keer back to his feet.
Nice little Granby roll there from Amos. Keer doing a good job of getting in a position where he's not on his back from that Granby roll. And now we're back up to neutral.
For Braxton Amos, what would a win here against 5th-ranked Keer mean for his season, as Amos is in on a single leg shot? Keer trying to stay on his feet.
There's a nice little transition there. He started with a double leg, but transitioned to the single leg. Good defense there from Keer. A win for Amos over a top 5 heavyweight. He throws himself immediately into the conversation of somebody to keep an eye out for as this Big Ten schedule progresses. Even when we get to that later month of March at the Big Tens and maybe even Nationals.
A huge match for both of these heavyweights, as Ben Keer trying to live up to the hype around his name, especially early on. I mean, undefeated in high school, highly recruited, decided to stay home with the Hawkeyes, trying to live up to all the hype.
Well, even as a redshirt sophomore, Ben Keer very well could be the future of this heavyweight division at Nationals. He moves so quickly. He's a dominant wrestler at heavyweight, maybe for somebody who's not even weighing in at a full 285.
Short time, 1-0 lead for Amos, just the lone escape point. And that will be the score going into the third period. And this only means fireworks in this third period.
See, when you usually when you think of fireworks when it comes to a wrestling match, you're thinking high scoring, big moves, all explosiveness. This is a firework heavyweight match. You might not think 1-0, 1-1 would be something like that. No. Especially in a deep field with talented heavyweight wrestlers, you're going to see this kind of wrestling a lot.
And all throughout the match, it's just been a chess match of who can get head position, who can wear down the other faster and earlier on. It's all going to lead to what happens in the next minute and a half. Tied at 1. Escape point for Ben Keer.
Both these wrestlers have been so heavy on the head so far in this match. You've seen them attempt their snap downs. They get each other moving. It's who's just going to find that takedown to secure what could be a potential win.
Ben Keer, when he was first recruited, was a two-way player, a linebacker for the football team. Gave up football to focus on wrestling. Wants to bring home another national title to Iowa City. Braxton Amos right now is the only one standing in his way of continuing that journey.
Another similarity between these two, both of them, their lone losses on the year, both have come to the #1 ranked wrestler at this weight, Younger Bastida of Iowa State. Keer lost to Bastida 11-4 at the Cyhawk duel, while at the Cyclone Invitational, Amos lost to Bastida 5-4 in a much closer match.
30 seconds remaining in the match, still tied at 1. Both heavy on the head. Keer trying to break out. 15 seconds remaining. Who will take the final shot to end the third period?
I think they might be content with just sending this to overtime.
One shot. Amos able to hang on, and Keer stays out of the takedown, and we're headed to sudden victory.
Important note here. I almost cut you off there. I'm sorry.
All good.
Right there on that shot, while he defended it, heading into overtime, Keer does have a stall warning, and it's first point scored. If Keer gets hit with another stall, that's a point, and Amos wins the match.
Keer gonna have to move here to avoid that. Amos in on a shot, has the single leg wrapped up. Keer able to stay out of it, in on a re-attack. Amos right back to work. Keer battling for position and back to neutral.
Do-si-do between the heavyweights, shot after shot, reshot after reshot after reshot. These two heavyweights making it exciting here in overtime.
A minute 15 remaining in sudden victory. Amos in on a shot. Keer's got the single leg. Can he get back to his feet?
He's got to.
Keer crawling back up. Sweep single. Battling for position. Doesn't quite have him yet. 3-point takedown. Ben Keer with the victory.
He needed to elevate that leg and trip it or steamroll right through Amos. He lifted that leg up, got the trip, worked his way up the body. Wasn't a takedown at first until he worked his way up the body. Ben Keer coming back after the injury and the loss to Basita, picking up a win in sudden victory.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Start at Carver Hawkeye Arena. What is a mindset for a kid like him who doesn't have a lot of experience on the mat on this big of a stage?
If I was Hernandez, my mindset would be, I'm getting the opportunity to step out in front of a great crowd and start for the team I chose to come to. I need to go out and give it my all, especially against a top 25 ranked opponent. If I give anything short of my all, it's not going to chalk up to a good day.
Rivera back to his feet in escape point, up 4-0, and he's back in on an attack. Hernandez trying to sprawl out, stay out of 3 points. Able to grab the torso of Rivera to avoid the 3-point takedown. Rivera right back to his attack, and a 3-point takedown. Thunderous slam to the mat.
Right before he ripped off that shot, you saw him drop his level. He almost like a fake shot to get Hernandez to try to bait, and it worked out in Rivera's favor. He went after that shot immediately afterwards, ends up getting the 3-point takedown.
Now looking for a roll and some points here. Hernandez locked up. Rivera still deep in on the shot. We'll have to reset.
Hernandez has the boots in. You might be able to hear Coach Terry Brands off to my side trying to argue that Rivera needs to pick a side to cover. He can't just cover both hips. While he is correct, he is just primarily on that left side of Hernandez's body.
There's a stall on Hernandez. With a short time here in the second period.
Rivera got a high ankle ride. Look for him to elevate that leg and hip in.
Second period will expire. 7-0 lead for Rivera.
Two minutes and 20 seconds of riding time for Nicolas Rivera. And he's going to go on top and try to increase that. We see a caution there from Rivera. can get away with a couple of those before you start giving up points.
Third period underway. Hernandez has some work to do if he wants to fight back, but Rivera looking for bonus points here to give Wisconsin a lead on the team score. Hernandez trying to get back to his feet, but Rivera cuts him down.
Rivera has put in a beautiful ride on top as we see him go to that claw made famous by Kyle Dake. I've seen the claw so much in the college level. It works so well. It's a great ride. And now with the riding time he's built up and the time left, Rivera has the riding time point locked. It is essentially an 8-0 match. And he currently has a major decision for the Badgers. If he wants to keep that major decision, he's going to put a tough ride on those last minute 15 on Hernandez.
Coach Bono not happy with that call. It's a stall warning on Rivera. Bono hollering at the referees about that call.
You're never gonna 100% agree with everything the ref calls, but at the end of the day, they have final say, and unless it goes to a replay, they're not gonna change their minds.
Hernandez struggling to get back to his feet. Rivera looking for some points here. Trying to get another tilt in with under a minute remaining in the third period. Trying to pick, well, we'll have the major decision wrapped up, but looking for more.
Looks like Rivera's got a boot in.
Has two near fall, and that all but locks up the major for Rivera.
He has time to try to get more back points or even a fall. Hernandez trying to do a good job of defending these boots, but Rivera's very high up.
Hernandez able to get out, does pick up an escape point. Under 20 seconds remaining. Hernandez trying to make the most of his opportunity, wraps up the ankle, three-point takedown. Looking for one more return.
And that takedown, unless he gives up a reversal here, scramble situation, it's one. That's gonna make it 10-4, and with the 3 minutes and 48 seconds of riding time, that's gonna be 11. Hernandez avoids the major decision as of now, but Coach Bono,
he's gonna challenge it.
He's gonna challenge the takedown. He
wants the reversal. It would be an extra point for Wisconsin if it does turn into a major. Yep, so now it's cleared up 10-4, so he got the escape plus the locked hands.
That makes a lot of sense.
So right now it's a 7-point lead with the riding time. And Hernandez is going to hang on top.
And with the point, that's going to make it 11.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Getting revenge on Drake Ayella. And secondly, it throws him into that conversation of Big Ten wrestlers at 133. You know, we've mentioned Bird, we've mentioned Davino. We also have Ayella. A win for Fugate would put him right up there with those wrestlers and could be someone to keep an eye on when it comes to the Big Tens.
Especially under head coach Chris Bono. Really working with this Wisconsin program, trying to bring them back into the upper echelon of the Big Ten. And Big Ten is the wrestling conference, so be able to put yourself with those top teams like the Iowas, like the Ohio States and the Penn States. That is nothing to sneeze at. This would be a massive statement for the Badgers if they're able to pick up a couple of big wins here in Iowa City.
Absolutely, escape point there for Ayella. Looked like he's trying to go around behind there.
Still staying on the attack. Great scramble from Fugate to stay out of the takedown.
Absolutely beautiful defense. He brought bringing his hips with him, bringing his legs with him, not leaving anything behind for Ayella to grab onto. And with a minute left here in this second period, Ayella needing to find something. Got to find a takedown somewhere.
Under a minute remaining. Fugate with 58 seconds of riding time. That first period of ride really helped Fugate.
Indeed it did. Ayella still able to get out to avoid giving up the minute of riding time here.
Fugate returns a shot. Ayella able to sprawl out. One more shot from Fugate with 30 seconds remaining. Good sprawl by Ayella.
One thing Ayella, though, has to be careful of is all these shots from Fugate. He's not really taking much of his own. He gets one, he takes a shot of his own there. Holds off a potential stall call for the time being. Here with 15 to go in period number 2.
10 seconds remaining in the period. 3-2 in favor of Fugate.
Fugate himself is no slouch. He was the 14 seed at Nationals last year, where he scored an upset over current 141-pounder for the Hawkeyes, Nasir Bailey, 4-1 in sudden victory.
Nasir Bailey not in the lineup tonight for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Fugate back to his feet. Has a 2-point lead here in the final period. Ayella going to work great. Spin around by Fugate to stay out of the attack. We've seen some really good defense from the Badger.
He's looked absolutely stellar when it comes to his shot defense against the two-time runner-up.
Battling on the edge of the mat, they'll go out. And once again, we see that. Again, Ayella had a couple of chances there on the attack, but Fugate continues to dance around the shots. That time was able to pull Ayella out of the circle.
And with a minute 20 left, no stall calls against either wrestler. Fugate has a couple stall calls to burn here. But Ayella, he's got to get to his offense.
1 minute remaining in the final period. Single leg driving forward. Fugate sprawls out. Stays with the single leg back to his feet. Drives forward. Covers up for 3 points. Drake Ayella takes his first lead of the match.
Absolutely beautiful shot. He worked it from an underhook. Took a fireman's carry. Bailed on the fireman's carry, resorted to the single leg, dumped Fugate to his butt to get that takedown. And with 37 seconds left, we got blood time, but Fugate is not out of this match.
This is a big 37 seconds for both of these wrestlers in their season. Fugate tries to get back to his feet. Ayella hangs on to the leg.
And there's the stall warning.
They'll be on Fugate. Ayella dragging him down to the mat. Spins around Fugate.
Fugate needs to drag that leg out of bounds. He's wasting precious time here.
Chris Bono in the Wisconsin Badger corner begging for a stall. No way! And they're going to award it.
They're going to award the escape point.
Now we have some more messes to figure out as Tom Brands comes out of his corner. Now Bono comes all the way across the mat. And Brands will throw the block.
I believe he's challenging loss of control, as Ayella had the leg the whole time. He's trying to establish, he's challenging loss of control.
So Brands is saying that he was the one that tossed the brick, but it's Bono who's been talking the most with the referees. So It was a 5-second count on the stall. So they gave Fugate the escape and the stall call because the referee said there was a 5 count after the initial stall warning.
Yeah, and unfortunately, you know, they went and reviewed it. The call is upheld. Expect stalling here from Fugate. He has nothing. He doesn't even have a warning.
There it
and
is.
with 2 seconds left, they're not going to call another one on him. And a takedown there at the end for Fugate.
Wow.
No takedown, time was out.
They wiped it off.
But still,
wow.
that is still a huge win for Zan Fugate.
Holy cow.
The Carver crowd's not happy about it, but that's why you have to wrestle all the way through.
Zan Fugate, a massive upset at 133 against Drake Ayella.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Last season as a redshirt freshman went 5-3. Took second place at the Soldiers Salute a year ago. And guess who he lost to last year at the Soldiers Salute?
Surprised me.
Drake Ayella, his own teammate, who would then go on to be the runner-up at the NCAA championships.
Very intriguing.
But now Peterson wrestling up a weight class this season from last year. And leading Xford 6-2 after the escape point.
Peterson putting together an impressive resume so far this year, 7-1, as you mentioned. Xford not necessarily having the best of years so far.
2-3 on the season as a redshirt freshman.
He has wrestled some unattached matches, I believe. Those unattached matches is bringing him up to 5-6 on the year in total.
Under a minute remaining in this second period. Peterson still in front, 6-2. Riding time not a factor as of right now.
Peterson definitely looking for another takedown, being down by 6. Bonus points are crucial in any Big Ten duel, but especially when you're down by 6, you don't want to be down by that much heading into, or you don't even want to be down by 9 if it goes the other way, heading into intermission.
Cale Peterson in late December took an 8-6 win over Logan Swenson. Carson Xford, February of last year, lost to him in an 8-2 decision. As the second period will end, Peterson still leading 6-2.
It looked like he was going for a John Smith low single there, right there at the end of period number 2, trying to get that third takedown. But make no mistake for Xford, he's at D1 level for a reason. He was a 4-time Idaho State Wrestling Champion.
Good roll through by Peterson. Has the ankle wrapped up. Covers on top for a 2-point reversal.
It's a 6-point match now here for Peterson.
Would love some bonus points here if you're the Hawkeyes.
I think if you're Peterson right now, you have to understand, I need to cut and then get a takedown. Again, he's already rattled off 2 takedowns. He could very well get a third.
An escape for Xford makes it an 8-3 match. Minute remaining in the final period. Can Peterson step up and get some bonus points?
Saw that nice little fake shot there from Peterson. He's setting up that that go-to of his.
Peterson heavy on the head. 40 seconds remaining.
The last thing you want to do here with under 40 seconds to go is just hang out in the collar tie position. You need to be going to your offense.
Attempted a couple of attacks. Hasn't been able to find much room yet. Xford playing good defense.
That was a good slide-by attempt there from Peterson. Getting him moving. There's a stall warning against Xford. I don't believe they'll zap him again. They need Peterson. Final 8 seconds here. He needs a shot.
He's in the single leg. Can he get back up? Rolls over. One more chance at it at the buzzer. Did not award him the points.
They might review this. The ref is going to review it. No challenge needed.
This is going to be close. An official review, excuse me. Cale Peterson, no doubt, will walk away with a victory, but can he pick up some bonus points?
Good win for Cale Peterson, stepping out, getting the Hawkeyes back into this. But there's a very big difference between 3 points and 4 points here.
First question is, did he complete the takedown? And then the second question is, was it in time?
It is really hard to tell here. Let's see what the ref says.
Time was out, so no takedown for Cale Peterson. 8-3 the final. Still a decision victory for Cale Peterson. Able to get the Hawkeyes back on the board.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Cale Peterson getting takedowns. Now Ryder blocked. Drake Ayella even got a takedown. So it's not like the Iowa offense isn't there, but Wisconsin has done an equally stellar job of shot defense.
Block starting down in the second period.
Actually looking at my notes here, he has wrestled 10 matches this year, being 9-1. All 9 of his wins came by bonus point victories. Nice switch into the leg to get the reversal here for Block.
Now a 4-point lead for Ryder Block.
Block, he's got 3 bonus point victories among this 4-match winning streak, including a pinfall win in his last match against Cade Craig of Utah Valley back at Journeyman Uncivil War.
Zargo can't find a shot. Block brings him up high. Zargo back in. Now Block back in on the re-attack on the edge of the mat. Can he drag him back into the circle?
Ooh, that reshot was pretty on the edge of the mat there from Ryder Block, getting in deep on that single leg. He's got to elevate it, try to drag him back in. Zargo going to whizzer down hard. Maybe try to wrestle for a stalemate here.
Block back to his feet with 30 seconds left. Zargo trying to drag him out. Block just hanging on.
He's trying to work up the back here, dragging his toes. Eventually realizes, okay, this is just going to be a stalemate. Might as well bring my feet out.
Great re-attacks from Ryder Block here in this second period, but all of them have been on the edge of the mat. This will be a big help for him.
And again, we've seen it. Zargo, beautiful defense on the edge of the mat, good mat awareness, gives up the shot, lets Block get in deep on the leg, but doesn't give up the 3.
Zargo looking for that right leg. Block fires through the double leg, but Zargo able to sprawl out. And out of bounds with 4 seconds left in the second period.
That was a great double head, kind of head on with Zargo's body. Got to get that head to the outside, but still beautiful chain wrestling. Goes from the double, can't finish the double, results and gets in on that single leg to end that second period.
Now if you're Joseph Zargo, down by 3, Ryder Block with over 40 seconds of riding time. What does Zargo need to do to fight his way back into this match?
Well, a reversal would be huge, but from the looks of it, he's only been able to manage 2 escapes so far against block. Look for a potentially 3rd escape here from Zargo to get back in it, but then he needs to get to his offense and get a takedown.
We need a mic on Terry Brands. That's what we need. We could kind of hear him through our headsets.
Maybe
Zargo.
Maybe not on him because he might throw it.
Yeah.
But like near his chair because I never see him sit down.
No. They have a chair there for him, but he doesn't use it. Zargo brings it back to the 2-point match. Block trying to sprawl out of this attack from Zargo. That'll lead to a stalemate. Back to their feet.
Zargo did a good job of transitioning to that single leg, similar to how Block did. Shot initially a double, but then transitioned to that single leg.
Zargo trying to work down toward the legs. Has the left leg of Block. 3-point takedown. Joseph Zargo, a massive takedown in the 3rd period.
And now that he's on top, that minute that Ryder Block did have a riding time is now underneath. Look, expect a tough ride here from Joseph Zargo. If Block can get out, it'll be tied.
Here we go, tied at 6, 50 seconds remaining. Massive takedown by Zargo. Can Ryder Block fight back? Edge of the mat wrestling.
All of the momentum right now is with Joseph Zargo after picking up that last takedown. And look at him, he gets back to that center so quickly. Block maybe taking a little bit of time to catch his breath. He has to be careful though. A ref could call that a stall warning.
Snap down by Block. Heavy on the head, 30 seconds remaining.
This comes down to a battle of wills right here. All that hard work in the practice room. This is where it pays off. Tied match with 20 seconds left in the 3rd period.
Block staying heavy on the head. Back to his feet. 10 seconds remaining.
Zargo stalking Block to the edge of the mat. He gets in on the single leg. Couple seconds too late. We're going to overtime here at 149.
Our 2nd sudden victory match of the night. First one, Ben Keer came back with a takedown against Bracton Amos. Sudden victory, tied at 6. First one to score will win the match.
Riding time not a factor here. Zargo has him in a front headlock. That's how he got his takedown last time. Was just, tried to go with a duck under. Now in a scramble situation on the edge of the mat. We stay neutral.
Great re-attacks, great scrambles. Carver Hawkeye trying to get behind their 149-pounder.
Carver doesn't get loud on accident. They can tell when something's gonna happen.
Block able to battle out of that attack from Zargo. Blocked in on a single leg. Zargo spins around and has the leg himself. Spins on top of Ryder Block, who still has that leg of Zargo wrapped up.
That's the only reason Zargo doesn't have the takedown is because Block is holding on to that leg.
This will be a tough position.
Oh, there's
Zargo.
They call a takedown.
Wow, Joseph Zargo, 3-point takedown and sudden victory. And the Wisconsin Badgers have stunned this Carver Hawkeye crowd.
I have not heard Carver this quiet. This is a very...
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
As a coach of girls high school wrestling, I can understand, displeasure with officials' calls, but unfortunately, stripes will always get the last say.
This will be a big match for the Hawkeyes. Jordan Williams, a big get for the Iowa Hawkeyes in the offseason. transferred in from Little Rock.
He's a former Big 12 champion. That Big 12 title win came over Casey Swiderski a couple years ago when Swiderski was at Iowa State.
Trying to work back to his feet. Meckler still hanging on to the torso. Now Williams will escape. Meckler transferred in from Oklahoma State, entering his first season after, he transferred in last year from Oklahoma State. Posted an 11-17 record last year, and has been off to an electric start in year 2 with the Badgers, 9-2.
That's an understatement. That's a turnaround. 11-17 record last year to 9-2 right now. What a turnaround for Meckler.
Looking for a statement win in front of the Hawkeye crowd.
Jordan Williams, his last loss on the year came at the Cyhawk duel against number 3 Vinny Zerban by major decision 11-3. He was the 8 seed last year at 149. He wrestled Caleb Henson, who everybody thought was a shoo-in to win the national championship last year. Wrestled him to sudden victory.
Tough position for Williams. Meckler still going to work on the leg. Williams hanging on to the ankle.
You're never going to get a, quote, easy win over Jordan Williams. He's scrappy enough. He's going to make it tough every time you toe the line with Jordan Williams.
Short time in the second period. Williams still leading 4-1. And potentially dangerous is called foot of Meckler right in the face of Jordan Williams. And they'll have 8.3 on the clock.
Williams 1 match away from placing last year at Nationals, almost earning All-American status for Little Rock, but lost in the blood round to the 11 seed Sammy Alvarez of Ryder last year. You know he's going to be looking to get All-American status with the Hawkeyes.
Third period. Luke Meckler will go down. Meckler will have to work quickly here against Williams. He's proven tough on defense.
You can see Coach Bono, he's applauding his wrestler Meckler. His Badgers have showed up today against the Hawkeyes. They've shown up ready to compete and ready to potentially walk away with an upset dual win.
Meckler trying to get around Williams.
Very aggressive front headlock there from Meckler.
Meckler can't find a clean shot. Look at the defense from Jordan Williams.
He's able to touch those legs but not bring those legs in, as we see a nice straight-on double there from Jordan Williams.
Good dance around by Williams, able to swing right by the attack of Meckler.
Yeah, but he just did something that, as a coach, I'm never in favor of when I see a wrestler do this. You don't need to look up the clock. You know you're winning. Don't worry about the time. Just go out and wrestle.
Williams hanging onto the torso, able to spin Meckler. Trying to pick up another takedown here. Still no points.
There's a good body lock from Jordan Williams to defend this, trying to work for a stalemate. Looks like Meckler's trying to put him in danger.
Williams still hanging onto the torso. Meckler able to work down to the ankles. Back in a tough spot is Williams.
Meckler needs this takedown, being down by 2.
Can he beat the buzzer? Under 20 seconds remaining. Meckler working back to the torso. Williams hanging on for dear life. 10 seconds remaining. Meckler continuing to work. Williams trying to hang on. Meckler, one last chance. No point.
Wow. What a defense there from Jordan Williams to hold on to the 4-2 win.
Chris Boho does throw the challenge block, so the referees will take a look at the final flurry.
I'm not sure. It very well could be 3, but here's the call right here.
No takedown. Jordan Williams with the victory. 4-2 the final. And that brings the Hawkeyes back within 3 on the team score. You can tell Williams wanted a more decisive win and maybe some bonus points. Upset with the final result, but nonetheless a win as the Hawkeyes are back in the board.
Due to time constraints, we now move ahead in the action.
Their last match by tech fall. And being up by 2, I should say. If he's able to get another tech fall on Condan, Iowa, after struggling early on in the duel, will have locked the duel up.
This is Iowa's first lead of the match, now up by 2 on the Wisconsin Badgers. They tied it early on when Keer was able to pick up a sudden victory win over Braxton Amos. But then Nicolas Rivera came back with the win, followed up by Zan Fugate's massive upset win over Drake Ayella. That will be one of the big storylines coming out of this match. And Wisconsin has led up until the last one at 165 when Mikey Caliendo picked up a tech fall, and now the Hawkeyes with a 2-point lead.
And Kennedy's not afraid to go score points either. He can get bonus points as well. He has 3 bonus point victories in his last 3 matches, including the last 2 wins coming via tech fall.
Kennedy, a Hawkeye lifer. It was talked about a lot leading up to this Wisconsin match about how Patrick Kennedy, through all the years, he's a 5th year now with Iowa, he had to really fight for his spot in this lineup. Each and every year he was battling. It was always somebody who, it was going to be Patrick Kennedy or somebody else. And through it all, he stuck with the Iowa Hawkeyes. And head coach Tom Brand said, you don't see that much anymore this day and age in college athletics.
Gets in on a nice single, able to get around and get that first takedown of the match. The one thing from his lone loss to MJ Gation that I'd like to see better of Patrick Kennedy is his gas tank. In years prior, his gas tank hasn't always been the best. It looked like his gas tank was finally turning the corner at the beginning of the year. But then when he wrestled MJ Gation of Iowa State, it just looked non-existent. He didn't look like the All-American he is, with a beautiful blast double on the edge of the mat.
Pure power from Patrick Kennedy. Couple of takedowns in the opening period. Looking to match what his teammate Mikey Caliendo did just a few minutes ago.
And his opponent, Lucas Condan, he's won 4 of his last 5 matches, including the last 2. His only loss over that span was the number 33 ranked Avery Bassett of Lockhaven in sudden victory 9-6, as we see another takedown for Patrick Kennedy.
It's like clockwork for him and Caliendo. Cut and then shoot again. This time Kennedy will look for a turn with 30 seconds remaining.
Expect a tough ride here from Kennedy. He's not just going to give up the escape that easily.
What would it mean for this senior class and Patrick Kennedy, Mikey Caliendo, Drake Ayella to be able to go out in a blaze of glory in front of the home crowd? Of course, you know, we just entered Big Ten play, but these 3 for the Iowa Hawkeyes have constantly been right at the top of the national rankings and have really made a name for themselves in the black and gold.
Indeed, they have. I think it'd be absolutely amazing for them to go out in a blaze of glory, maybe win a national championship on their way out, but they have some work to do. As we mentioned at 133, you know, you have Ben Davino, now you have Zan Fugate, Evan Frost, and Lucas Bird that Ayella has to figure out how to get wins over. Kennedy, his lone loss on the year to Ladarian Lockett of Oklahoma State. He'll get a rematch at the end of the year with Lockett, try to get maybe a revenge match there. But then he's got to figure out a way to beat Messenbrink. And now Kennedy, he's at a stout 174 division that features Levi Haynes, who he will see next week. If he can get a win over Haynes next week, Patrick Kennedy has a legitimate shot at ending his career as a Hawkeye as a national champion.
He said, of course you're, you know, happy with 4th place and getting a medal at the NCAA championships, but he's not satisfied with that. He said, I wasn't satisfied with that. I want to go out there and try and be on top of the podium at the NCAA championships. That's what you dream of. You don't dream of taking 4th place. You dream of being on top of the podium, and that's Kennedy's goal this season.
That's almost what's expected when you come to the University of Iowa. It's almost expected that you end the year on top of the podium.
30 seconds remaining in the second period. It's been all Patrick Kennedy. He's had a similar match to Mikey Caliendo at 165, but Kennedy's been looking for more turns. He's been less quick to, or less reluctant to cut loose Luke Condan.
He's a very aggressive wrestler on top, and when he gets those turns, he has them in tight. As we're going to end this second period with him up by 10. Needing just 5 more points to secure that Tech Fall win.
Final period at 174. Patrick Kennedy in the driver's seat, up 13-3 and over a minute 50 of riding time.
You know, Kennedy's going to look for the turn, but if it's not there, you know he has enough wrestling IQ to cut Condan and go get those takedowns to hopefully secure that Tech Fall.
See how long his corner allows him to continue to wrestle on top if they're going to ask him to cut him loose.
You know, Kennedy wrestled above his seed last year at Nationals. He was seeded number 11, finished 4th. His losses at the tournament came to eventual national champion Dean Hamady of Oklahoma State in the quarterfinals 8-6, and then of course losing to Levi Haynes in that 3rd place match by major decision 11-3.
Kennedy still riding out Luke Condan, not allowing him to get back to his feet. He just does not want to cut him loose.
He's got a great thigh pry ride going for him. We've seen that a lot from Patrick Kennedy, going to that thigh pry.
Final 30 seconds of the 174 bout. Kennedy will continue to ride.
These last 2 wrestlers, as well as the one coming up, is the reason why I've said Iowa has a great back half of the lineup. Kennedy had the cradle locked up, but Condan able to break that grip, and it's going to be a major decision win with 3 minutes of riding time, making it 14-3. Major decision win for Patrick Kennedy. He adds 4 more to the team score for Iowa.
Iowa They've got a date with the Penn State Nittany Lions coming up next weekend before they hit the road for Nebraska and hosting Minnesota. It is truly the Big Ten schedule. That is Penn State, not Penn. Just to make sure that everybody at home knows, it is the Penn State Nittany Lions coming to Carver Hawkeye Arena next weekend.
What a stretch. 4 straight duels that are going to prove their mettle. It's going to be exciting.
As now we turn our attention to Angelo Ferrari, number 1 in the country at 184 pounds. And for the Wisconsin Badgers, it is Caleb Deni, 8-2 redshirt junior for the Badgers, going up against number 1 in the country, Angelo Ferrari. Ferrari 8-0, coming off a tech fall win and a decision win at the Journeyman Wrestling Uncivil War. He tech fall Landon Jones of Chattanooga and picked up a 4-1 decision win over Caleb Uhlenhop of Utah Valley.
He's looking great early on in his career. Perhaps his biggest win so far of his young career came down at the National Duels, where he beat current number 2 and also freshman, don't know if it's redshirt or true, but freshman Aiden Sinclair of Missouri, 3-2, an ultimate tiebreaker. And that lone loss that he has in his career came in a 3-1 decision loss to the 5-time national champion Carter Starocci.
Ferrari picks up a 3-point takedown on Deni, looking to close out this match with an exclamation point. Wisconsin was leading for most of the match, but once we got to 165, Mikey Caliendo a tech fall, and then Patrick Kennedy a major decision. Deni would need a massive upset over Angelo Ferrari to make this thing interesting.
Never say never. Matches aren't won on paper, they're won on the mat.
And that's been proven more than once here tonight. We continue to go back to Zan Fugate's win over Drake Ayella. Joseph Zargo an upset win over 7th-ranked Ryder Block at 149. I mean, there, Wisconsin has truly proven that they can hang with some of the best in the Big Ten. Ferrari, another 3-point takedown, takes a 6-1 lead.
Expect a tough ride here, potentially, with 45 seconds left. If Angelo feels like he could get another takedown, he'll cut him and get it. Caleb Deni, true freshman. He's a 2-time state finalist in the state of Wisconsin. 3-time state place winner, 2-time Fargo All-American. Was also 2nd place at the World Team Trials.
Short time, 10 seconds remaining. Deni trying to stay out of a shot here against Ferrari. Angelo still working short time, but that's how the first period will end. A 6-1 lead for the top-ranked wrestler at 184.
You can see it a little bit, Angelo expressing frustration with the fact that Deni doesn't seem to want to do anything underneath. And I know Angelo has that mentality of, if you're not going to move underneath, I'm going to make you move.
And on a single leg, wraps him up, takes him down for 3 points.
Absolute beautiful chain wrestling. Shoots a single leg, transitions, and finishes with the double.
Cuts him loose. Back in on the single leg. Stall warning on Deni. Ferrari wraps up the ankles and has 3 more points. Will cut him loose again. Looking for a tech fall at 184 to close out the match.
He has 2 tech fall wins already this season. Could be looking to get a 3rd here against Deni of Wisconsin.
Ferrari working back to the single leg, picks him up. Can't quite get the sweep single, but will work him down to the mat for 3 more points.
Now when you're up by 11, this is where you look for bonus. See if you can get the pin. He's got a cradle, inside cradle locked up.
Boy, would this bring this crowd to its feet. It's been a roller coaster of a night with how Wisconsin has battled. And Angelo Ferrari looking to put an exclamation point on the Hawkeyes. Potential victory here as Angelo Ferrari dominating here at 184. Iowa looking for their 14th win in a row against the Badgers.
Well, the Badgers have no slouch of a schedule coming up either for the Badgers, as well as Zan Fugate, who picked up that upset win over Drake Ayella tonight. He'll have some good matches down the road for the Badgers.
15-4 lead for Ferrari. Stall again on Deni. That'll give 1 point to Ferrari, plus he finishes the takedown and a tech fall for Angelo Ferrari. Even Brands turns around and asks to double check. That was the correct scoring, but Ferrari picks up another tech fall win in his redshirt freshman year, and the Hawkeyes stamp another W, make that 14 in a row against the Badgers.
Absolutely beautiful second half of wrestling. Well, I should say, last 3-4 matches for the Hawkeyes, they really showed up and sold out to walk away with a huge dual win.
You got to give credit to the Badgers, though. They hung in tough with some massive upsets. Zan Fugate and Joseph Zargo upsetting top 10 ranked wrestlers at their respective